Can I sell my car to someone who's paying by a bank loan? So, of course, when it comes to the idea of a bank loan, we're talking about a conventional bank. So we're assuming that this person has taken out a short-term or a long-term loan that has an APR or an interest rate. So they're going to be basically paying more back to the bank than what they borrowed, which is the exact definition of riba. Riba is any increase on a loan, okay? Any increase that or any benefit that is received to the lender that they receive when they give out a loan. So a bank, of course, it deals in interest, and conventional banks are, we've learned to our expense over the last 10 years with all of the crises that we've been through that these banks are causing incredible difficulties and problems around the world with the concept of capitalism and interest. But anyway, this is not a discussion about that. The Islamic ruling on you, the third party, selling a car, halal sell, halal approach to other people for them to buy it. Okay, nothing wrong with your side. But then a person comes to you. Obviously, you do not have to ask the person where they got the money from. However, if you suspect or you have reason to believe or they tell you, then is it permissible to take that? We've got to separate between a number of issues here. There are technical legal matters, and there's an Islamic and ethical kind of approach to this as well. Ethically, we should not be supporting any banks. There's no doubt about that. Conventional banks should not be supported. We should be encouraging people not to get into debt, let alone, not even borrow money, because the idea is that if we can encourage people to, as our mums used to say, go to the length of our chadar, right? To just look to what you can afford and not have to get involved in credit and debt. And I'm talking interest free, and this is a good thing. However, it is permissible to borrow money and it's permissible to lend money. And so therefore, if someone really wants something and they're happy to give it and they're confident that they can repay that person, then okay, that's allowed. But of course, a conventional bank which is forcing them to pay interest, that's something which is impermissible for a person to take out, to enact, to do the contract. And there are a number of levels of sin that are involved with respect to the riba. I mean, there's no doubt that it's not the same to receive interest, i.e. the sin of the bank, and that can't be held as equal to the person who pays the interest, okay? It's haram to do that, have no doubt about it. You are declaring a war against Allah and His Messenger involved in this horrible, dirty game. But to pay the interest, being a major sin, is not as sinful as receiving, which is not as sinful as, for example, agreeing to pay interest, but not even ending up paying it in the end. You know the concept behind credit cards. So a person says, yeah, I will pay interest, but then they try and get rid of it. And maybe in a loan as well, they try to pay it off very quickly and avoid paying the interest, but at least they still agreed to do something haram. So all these three acts are haram, but they're not of the same level. Ethically, we don't want to allow a new transaction to occur for the bank. We don't want to encourage this kind of behavior. So does it stink, to be involved in this? Ethically, is it wrong? Of course it is. It's a blag. There's no doubt about it. But is it permissible for you, technically, to receive that money? The answer is actually yes. Legally, the money itself, okay? So if I sold my car for £5,000, the £5,000 that a person gives me, that's pure and clean money. What was haram was the transaction, the manner that it was received. The money itself is clean, if you like, okay? And as I said, this is sounds like a kind of way getting around it. There's no doubt that it is. There's no doubt that it stinks ethically. But is it legally correct and permissible for you to take that money per se? Yes. Should we encourage that person to take the bank loan? Of course we shouldn't. Is it allowed for that person to take that bank loan? No, it's not. Of course he shouldn't. But this money itself, is it pure and clean? It is. So it is permissible to receive that money for your car, whether it's from a Muslim or non-Muslim. That's my position. And Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala knows best. Hey, thank you for watching, and subscribe so you can continue to get the rest of the videos. I don't know whether somewhere over here, there, whatever, whatnot. It's beautiful, this series of videos, FaithIQ, and we need your support, and that's by watching it, by sharing it, and then by donating towards it so we can continue to make more videos that deal with more of your issues. Jazakumullah khair wa assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullah.